In this video, I want to share with you the step-by-step process for applying for what the IRS calls an offer in compromise. Now, this information is coming from the IRS Collection Process Publication 594. And just as a disclaimer, I do not work for the IRS. So, to be eligible for the offer in compromise, you have to be able to demonstrate that you're unable to pay the full amount of the back taxes that you owe in a lump sum or through installment payments. And essentially what you're doing with an offer in compromise is you're asking the IRS for permission to settle your unpaid taxes for less than the full amount you actually owe. So as an example, if you owe $10,000 in back taxes, but you're someone who is living paycheck to paycheck and struggling to make ends meet year after year, and you just can't come up with enough money to catch up or make the payments for your tax debt, then what you want to do is complete the application for the offer in compromise and offer an amount a reasonable amount that you think you can afford to pay in lieu of the $10,000 that you actually owe. So maybe, just as an example, you might offer the IRS $2,000 in lieu of the full amount in the tax debt that you owe of $10,000. That's what the offer in compromise application process is all about. The IRS may accept an offer in compromise application for one of the following reasons. I'm taking this information straight from the publication 594. So the first reason is that the IRS says, we agree that your tax debt may not be accurate. The second reason is you have insufficient assets and income to pay the amount due. Or the third reason, because of your exceptional circumstances, paying the amount due would cause an economic hardship or would be unjust. In addition to that, for your application to be considered, you will also have to pay an application fee and make an initial or periodic payment. The other thing that you should know is that the offer in compromise form is also called a low-income certification form. Again, that number is 656. I will put a link in the comments for additional information and an application to apply for the offer in compromise if after watching this video you decide that that's what you need to do. The form can be found in the offer in compromise booklet, form 656-B as well. And to be considered, of course, you will also have to agree to file all tax returns that you are legally required to file and on time, make all estimated tax payments for the current year, and make all required federal tax deposits for the current quarter. There are some other stipulations that come with the offer in compromise if you are approved. And one of them is, it's a primary one, so you need to consider this and weigh this heavily, is that if your offer in compromise application is accepted and you are approved and the terms are agreed upon, one of the things that the IRS does require from you, in addition to those that I've already stated, is that you file all of your taxes on time and make the payment that might be due with that tax year on time for 5 consecutive years. What happens if you aren't able to meet that agreement, meet that requirement, is that all of the back taxes that have essentially been forgiven at this point will be fully reinstated. So you want to make sure that you can meet that requirement as well as meet the other stipulations for applying for or being approved for an offer in compromise. There is an offer in compromise pre-qualifier tool at the irs.treasury.gov site. I will include that link in the comments. You can use this tool to see if an offer in compromise may be an option for you in resolving your back taxes prior to actually submitting the actual offer in compromise application. So again, to apply for the offer in compromise, if you believe your tax debt owed is inaccurate, you're going to use Form 656L. If you believe that you can qualify for an offer in compromise, or maybe qualify for an offer in compromise because your income is low, or you've barely survived the last few years through the pandemic, or you believe that you have some other extenuating circumstances that should be taken into consideration in eliminating your back taxes with this offer and compromise agreement, then your form would be the 656 form, and you'll use that one to apply directly to the IRS. I hope this information was helpful. Again, the source is the IRS Collection Process, Publication 594. I'll include that information in the description of this video as well. And I hope you are successful, and I wish you all the best.